Hello my sweeties. Let's catch up. I got asked, well, a couple times now I've been asked why I don't share what I'm doing at all times. Honestly, I don't think about it. I just get into playing and I've been all over the floor, all over the table. I've had stuff everywhere. I've been learning to work on or make ATCs. This side is some that I have going or ready to send out. I think I've got the hang of it mostly. Some are fancier than others, and yeah. That one's hilarious. Start doing things you love. And I guess this was a fashion thing in the 20s or so, with the rooster on the head. I don't even get it, but yeah. Stacy over at Pink Poodle Crafts saves these, what you call them, boogers, paint boogers, that collect in the top of the paint tubes and stuff. So I've been harvesting those, and I've finally decided to stick them down and put some bling on them, and they're perfect for 3D embellishments. So that's been fun. But yeah, so I've been working on those, and in the process of working on those, and look at all these tasty bits, tasty leftover chunky bits. Look, I have a project in mind for these. Let's see. Oh, I've been making stationery type papers and whatnot. That's been way too much fun. This is where most of my time's gone, between this and glue books, which I'll get to in a minute. But I've been making drop papers on purpose. These are the papers I started doing, the video I did where I showed you how to do quick, easy backgrounds on butcher's paper. And I guess this is also called packing paper. I don't know, I'm going to get some. I know Walmart has a huge pile of it. I'm not sure how much it costs though, I'll find out next pay. But I will be doing more of this to make drop papers. But these are delicious, and I've had so much fun making these that yet there's so many layers on here I don't even know how many at this point, but I can still come back and do more doodling, and I think the paint part is mostly done on these. I've got ink splash and writing all over it and doodles everywhere. I still got to add more doodles. If you want to know how I did these, let me know in the comments below, and I will do a video on making these, because yeah, it's, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So yeah, these are essentially drop papers, but what I've been doing is cutting them. Let's see, what's the other one? This one was cut down. These were all the same size, but this one was cut down in a strip, and then I stuck my ATC backing cards to it, cut it down again, and worked on those. I've also used this for part of today's project, which I'll get to in a minute. Before that, I finished Big Blue, and I haven't put the video together, but I will upload Big Blue's video, so look for that, because this thing has a project of its own coming. Gonna do a challenge for that. Today, however, I have been making, wait, where's my new one? Okay. I have recently fallen in love with glue books. I previously didn't understand them or what they could be, but between my artsy friend Joanne and watching Iris Bonin playing her glue book here on YouTube, and I recently found Dee Dee, is it Willingham? I believe it's Dee Dee Willingham. I'll find all their links and put them all in the description below. But Dee Willingham does the type of art that I want to do with glue books. Essentially they're collage plus painting and whatnot to complete a piece. At the moment I am just gluing stuff in. I've got to get a different glue because I didn't like this at all. But that's 3 separate pieces cut down and used differently to make a whole different piece, a whole different story. And then I'll come in and paint and blend them all together and all of that. Same as this. This one is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that one's 3. I've just started on this. This is my favorite so far. Like, oh my god, I love this piece. And it took forever to cut out, or to cut through the trees and to lay the Easter Island head dudes in between, so it looked like they were walking down this little trail here. But yeah, I cannot wait to finish this one. But essentially a glue book is anything you want it to be, from what I understand. You can just stick in pictures, you can add words, you can just leave them as stuck in elements, or you can paint and add texture and art journaling, or whatever you want it to be. It's just another way to do it that is more collage based. That being said, I'm using this book because a friend of mine brought me, he's such a doll, he brought me a huge box of hardcover books that his mom was getting rid of. One of which, hang on, let me show you. Wait, no, the 2 of which are absolute priceless books. This one is called The Treasure Chest Classics Edition. This book is full of quotes and poetry, and there's epic images in here, and oh my gosh, I'm going to have to scan the whole book so I have copies of, because it's magic. This book is absolutely priceless. So I love that. And the poor thing, she was gonna throw them out or donate them. She wasn't sure which, and it was like, no. But yeah, he brought me these. This one is, look, this is a biography on Norma Jean, also known as Marilyn Monroe. And let me make sure I show something that's not got nudity in it. But look how precious she is. I absolutely love this book. I've read the whole thing already, and it's starting to fall apart. So what I'm planning on doing is turning this, or the images from this, redo the book, and I'm going to make a beautiful broken souls project, and Marilyn will be one of the subjects therein. But this book on its own, to me, is absolutely priceless. I cannot even express how grateful I am. He thought I was just being funny, but seriously, this is wonderful. It's got a fabric cover, and it's pilling now. If you rub on it too much, it balls up, but it just, the feel of it, the entire book, just, oh, I'm so happy about it. So, bunch of books. This one's going to be a glue book, and I was working on, one of my previous altered book videos was Tsunami, which is a smaller glue book. This one. I torn out a bunch of pages and stuck a bunch together, made pockets. I am just now getting started on it, now that I've got all the pages stained. It took so long for this poor book to dry, so if you're going to do this type of thing, definitely just do several pages at a time. Because yeah, it took a long time to dry, even outside with 98-degree weather. But it is so beautiful now. The pages just feel delicious. Some of them I've gone through and put some gesso on, just randomly, just to give it a little bit of grit, grungy it up some more. And some of them I'm starting to do glue book type stuff. But what, oh no, yeah, I gotta use a different glue. I don't know what that's all about. But these I will paint and blend and turn into other pieces. So this book will be, I'm still leaning toward a hybrid art journal, no, I guess an art journal mostly. It was going to be a junk journal, art journal hybrid, but I don't. Look at this chick at Burning Man. How cool would it be to be that brave? Seriously. She's riding around the desert on a unicycle, in the buff, playing an instrument. That's cool. Oh yeah, I gotta do that too. But yeah, so that's Tsunami, and I got to rename the rest of this, but I think this will be my Arting Strong book. And yeah, hybrid. I don't know about the junk journal part so much. It'll definitely be an art journal, possibly a regular journal as well. I'm not sure yet, but it's been a lot of work already, and it's going to be ongoing for quite some time, I think. So I'll check in from time to time with Tsunami. So that's the little glue book thing. This is the big one. Before I started those, I was making this. It's my drop paper that I used to do the cover. This is made out of, and I'll flip through real quick. Oh, it's upside down. Yeah, I think I like that side better. This is made out of a Catalogue that I got in the mail. And I thought I would, for those just getting into glue books like I am, I figured I'd show you how I made this one. Because I have saved 2 of them. These I get from Oriental Trading. I was going to keep it for like little things I could cut out and use or whatever, but I just haven't done it, and I'm trying to start sorting through and clearing out my junk. So this is a perfect reason for that, or excuse, or use, or something. I don't even know. Some of these I've gessoed, some I've left plain. Because I'm still new to it, I really want to experiment and see what I like better, what I don't like. So there's that glue book made out of that. The next one I was working on was this style. Let's see, that's bigger. These are made from file folders I had sewn together and done just quick backgrounds on. In part because I wanted to use up this paint, which just won't go away. I have done so much with these little paint pots. I still have a bunch of paint. But I didn't know what I wanted to do with the file folder journal. So I kept it, it's been kicking around. And yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. So today I decided to cut it apart, cut each of the file folders in half. I don't know if I saved it. Yes, I did. Sweet. Okay, let's see. That's probably that one there. Yep. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Well, maybe not. So this is half a file folder, right? That looks like a front piece. That's also a front piece. Let's see. Oh, I've gone through all the front pieces. But these are just regular office file folders. That's the grooves, the expanding grooves you can fold and whatever. They've all been pre-painted, so they're a little more stout than they were, but not a whole lot. The ones painted on both sides are better. But I pulled the book apart, I cut or separated the front of the folder from the back, so I cut it down the center. I folded them with the tabs just to the inside, and you can tell they're not straight. I haven't measured anything. I just cut willy-nilly, so some line up and some don't. I don't even care about it at this point. What I want to do is just make a little chunky glue book. Okay? Now for this one, as far as experiments go, I am using, let's see, it's not done either. Oh, that one. I am using the freezer tape that I have, because this stuff is stronger than regular masking tape, and it's amazing. So I'm going to make several of these just to see how I like them. Let's see, let's go through here. To do these ones, all I did, let's put green there. Oh, no, maybe there. Oh, that one I started. No. Okay, to stick these together, all we're doing is, oh, I should go to the back. Grab two of your folded pieces, line up your seams here. It's seriously rocket science, so be careful. Tape that sucker down and really give it a good squish. Technical term, squish or smoosh. And that is one fold. I've got one there already. When you get two, you want to keep them as even as possible. It just makes it easier to do. Okay. Now we are not concerned that that looks like masking tape and this does not. This is going to be completely covered in cutouts and images, and we'll paint over them to blend everything together later. Okay? We're not worried about backgrounds at this point. Okay, so we do the same thing here. Now I didn't measure anything. I just kind of eyeballed, which, no, I closely eyeballed, almost eyeballed, something. But yeah, it's just, they're cut in half each direction. Kind of stick them together. If you want to be a little more precise about where the tabs sit, you could sit down and work that out or plan that. If you actually want it, you know, neater or whatever, you definitely would want to measure and cut a little more precisely. But this is more of a junk glue book for me, a junk journal style. Okay, so there's two there. Okay. Alright, that should put us almost even there. Yeah, let's do that one. Now you could, if you wanted to, I don't know if you've seen the mini file folder journals or notebooks, or what, I don't even know what they call them. I think they're journals. But you could glue along here and here to that one, and then you'd have a top loading pocket. Yeah. Of course, if you were going to do that, you wouldn't have to cut them all in half either. I just wanted to mix up the colors really well. Or mostly well. But yeah, you could stick any of these to any of the others and have pockets, or cut them down to the same size, glue them together and have a top loading pocket. There are no rules. Be the boss of your junk journal. You can do whatever makes you happy, and I strongly recommend doing that. Whatever makes you happy. Let's give it a good smoosh. See, and these are all uneven. You could take a ruler and cut those down, or put it through your trimmer if you have a stout enough trimmer. I'm not worried about it. I don't care. I'm looking for grungy, trashy, just raw put together. Some of these aren't painted. Because yeah, I got so sick of doing that file folder book that I just was over it pretty quick. And it took several days of playing with it to get paint, let it dry, paint, let it dry, paint, let it dry. But because it didn't really have a plan, I was going to try and do just a junk journal with it, but I just wasn't feeling it, you know. There we go. Alright, let's do this one here. I'm sure there's 1,000,001 ways to make a glue book, junk journal, art journal, whatever you want to use these for. But this is just one that I'm playing and experimenting with just to see how I like it, if I like it, that kind of thing. Oh. And it's relatively quick once you've got all your pieces together, which is nice. And as you can see, no stress. We're not being precious, we're just slapping it together. And you could use whatever you wanted to do this. You could sew them together if you wanted to, which I almost did, but I really wanted to see how it would handle with some use with the refrigerator paper. See, and those are uneven, so this is going to sit funny. Unless I prop it up slightly, maybe. Well, that might be too much. Now it's uneven the other direction. Well, goodness. Alright, let's wing it. Well, no, maybe not. Hang on. Hang on. There's plenty of junk on my table. Maybe. Not quite. I just need that to sit long enough to stick. Mostly. Alrighty. Now, what I did on these ones was just put some tape over the spine here. Because part of those where they're folded, you can feel the sticky from the tape that's in between. So, just to make sure we don't get any extra gunk on that, we're going to do this. Hang on. First we're going to do that. So I've got something to lean on. Just push it down really well. Make sure the sticky on this one is sticking to anything that's sticky from the folded ones, because glue loves to stick to glue. You can always go back over with duct tape or something, which I'm thinking about doing. I don't know yet. I'm also considering covering it like I did this one with the drop papers, but I'm not sure yet. Make sure we've got a good stick going. There we go. And we could by right stick all these chunks together. Excuse me. Okay. So that gives us 3 in varying thicknesses and sizes. We can put a cover on it later or do whatever. But this gives us just a running start. That way you don't have to worry about placement of things or backgrounds or any of that. Part of the reason I did, let's see, there's some, oh, see, that's cool. Look how chunky that is. Ooh, I like that. A chunky monkey. Chunky monkey. Alright, let's put that aside. Part of the reason I gessoed over lightly was so I still had some kind of imagery in the background, but I wasn't distracted by it. Let's see. Alright, that's the whole book there. Alright, let's get started on this one. I don't think I need that currently. Let's see. Oh, I might, because it helps that not slip around sometimes. Well, I don't know. Alright. I'm going to do this one slightly different than the way I did this, because I learned a few things as I went. What I'm going to do is find the center. And I am going to take my trusty pocket knife and fix these staples. We're going to take them out. We don't want them or need them. Wow, they did a really crappy job of stapling. Oh, that's funny. But we do this to start with because once we start folding our book, folding the pages, the staples will pull through. They'll tear right through the paper, and we don't want that. So, loosen your staples and pull them out. Sorry if my head's getting in the way somehow today. I've been like working over my stuff a lot. Yeah, those are all kinds of bent. Alright, and turn it back up the way we want it. Now, to make this easier for us, make sure you got a lot of space here. What I want to do, no, I'll take that out. What I want to do now is, using our center guideline, we're going to start folding these towards the center and leave just a tiny, tiny gap. Just enough for wiggle room. I find it easy to turn it upside down and do, or you can do all one side and then go back over the other one. Doesn't really matter. We want to do probably 4 stacks of 4 maybe. Essentially we're going to make signatures, and you could sew them if you wanted to. And I might sew these ones just to see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is fast forward. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. No, I'll get 4 done. So these are your first 4. That's your first signature. Okay, they're going to stick out just a hair of each other. We're not worried about that. The next step for this is gluing. Take them out, do one at a time. You're going to glue in here, press all the glue down with your card or whatever. Make sure you get a really good seal. Do the other side, set it aside to dry. Yeah, I'm going to go and do the rest of the book here. I'll come back, show you how I glue them. And then when they're dry, probably come back and show you how I put it together from there. Okay? So, folding papers, I'll be right back. Hey guys, back again. We've got them all folded. I took off the front cover because I'd used it for other projects, so there's tape and chunks of glue, and it's just, I could probably use it, but I think it'll be more of a hassle to try and get anything stuck to it nice and flat. So we're just not going to worry about it. Besides, I'm likely to put a whole different cover on the front. For this part, for gluing, where we folded the page, we want to glue these together, okay? That'll give a little more thickness to our pages. I imagine you could tape if you wanted to, like we just did for these ones. But I have yet to play with that. I don't know about this part being not stuck together. I think that would create an issue later when you glue things down to it. So I don't know. But for now, this is what I'm doing. My original one, I started with glue stick because that's what I had, and I ended up using Elmer's Glue All. And that's what I'm going to use right now. But use whatever you've got, okay? Essentially, I'm going to do like so, and like so. Because we're not being precise, we're not being precious about it, we just want most of this stuck together, okay? So just give it something to grip onto there. And there. This part was a pain in the butt because I got glue over the previous fold line. So do what you can there to fold it where you had it, and then just run your card back over it. Oh, and mine's off slightly. Dang it. It's because I'm rushing. But it does happen, so it's probably good to know about beforehand. Okay, so find your fold. There we go. Okay. Well, see, that one does not want to sit nice either. Thankfully, they're mostly junk journal style, so it doesn't matter if they end up not perfect. Okay, so that is our beginning. Okay, we're going to do that with all the pages that we have going. Okay, and I won't put you through the torture of watching that over and over. I'm sure you guys know how to glue stuff. And see how some of the corners and edges aren't glued. We're not going to worry about that. We will be taping as well, but not yet. Okay, so I'm going to glue all of these, and when they are dry, then I'll come back and show you how I did the next part. Okay? I also need to figure out if I want to gesso or not. Or either gesso or paint. I'm not sure yet. So I'll think on that while I'm gluing. Okay, I will be right back. Hello sweeties, back again, and all of our catalog pages pulled out, folded, and glued, now dried. So we'll be looking at something like this. At this point, if you want to gesso or just paint basic background paint type ideas, Now would probably be a better time to do that, just so you've got plenty of room. You can lay them all out everywhere instead of having to paint and put wax paper and that kind of a thing. I think for this one I'm going to leave it for the now. And that way I can finish showing you how to get this done here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe 4. Okay, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we might be off count. See, didn't have covered. Okay, so we got 5. 1 with 4, 1 with 5. 3, 4. Alright. So 5. I'll chuck in this one, I think. Sure, why not? Okay. Now we're going to follow. Well, you could, because there are no rules, we are just making a junk journal glue book thing. We could take that and stitch and make a regular signature. Okay? I'm not going to do that, however. I'm going to take a freezer paper again. That's the center there. I don't know if we need it down the centers this time. Those look pretty good. Maybe that one. Right, let me do it the same way I did the other one because I at least know that works. Okay. Run it down the center. Now this time put the one we just did inside the previous page. And we're going to tape those together. Well, that wasn't very straight. Okay. I'm going to flip it over to the other side of center and tape again. You could probably use washi or something, but this goes through a lot of tape, so that might get expensive quick if you use washi. But you could probably use duct tape or, I don't know, whatever. Okay, so we have center, yes? This is the set of pages before center. Those are glued together. And we take this whole bit, make sure our fold is good. Alright. And we're going to do that again. I imagine you could do this with any catalog or magazine that you have, and I believe some of the magazines, where they're folded in half, they're actually cut there. They're just trimmed at whatever size you need from the edge. I believe. I don't know that they do that every time or if they fold and glue as well. But there's, from what I understand, no wrong way to do a glue book. And again, I'll put up links and stuff for the stuff that I've been using, looking at, and Joanne's Facebook group for glue books. And Joanne's fantastic. But I'll put up the link to Dee Dee's YouTube and to Iris's YouTube. And Iris is an absolute sweetheart. I adore her. Okay. How do I do that? Okay, that was center. 1, 2. Oh, I guess not. For a minute there, that looked like 4 or 5. It's not. Okay. Flip to the back. And stick again. Make sure you really smoosh that tape down. Because even though this one's stronger than regular masking tape, it's still masking tape. It's still not meant for a permanent adhesion. Oh, it is so warm in the house today. Okay. Now you could too probably add, you know, tabs or decorative borders or edges or colored tape to the edges, whatever you need to do there. Let's see. I might keep that as 4 because they're starting to unbend there already. Let's try that first. I'll keep that in case I need it, or I could use it for something else. Okay, so that's one signature. And you could cut it in half and make a mini book as well. That would give you 2 signatures, right? Okay. So let me go again. Let me see if it's easy to tape starting from back to front here. Well, I'm going to do that as well. I don't know how they got this guy here to put on the coconut bra, but that is hilarious. Well done, sir. I had a coconut bra one year for my birthday, but I had to put it away because the people that gave it to me, their youngest son, wanted to know if he could wear the coconut party hats, which was absolutely adorable, but yeah, needless to say, I didn't get to wear them until much later in the day. Okay, that's our center. Okay. So, we're going to tape here. To the previous page. Okay. And the top of that one we're trimming. In a minute. There's our center. That's where we need to. I just found out recently too that Oriental Trading has actual art supplies, I guess, to some degree, which I never even knew. So yeah, I'll have to check that out maybe. I know there's stuff for kids' class parties is cool, depending on the age of the kid and all of that, but you can build a pretty mean gift bag from Oriental Trading. And if you have a wedding you're trying to do on a budget, do a lot of it yourself, they have one for old wedding decorative stuff. They've got the Easter one, they've got spring, summer. They used to have the fall, so you could set up for, we used to use it for like fall festivals and stuff at school. And Halloween, lots of Halloween stuff. center. A particular song about a centerfold that pops into my head when I get to that part, and it's hilarious. Okay, so we have two signatures, right? And they look like so. And this one is where we're going to tape the two. Just like we did in our little file folder mini book. Only this one's going to be a pain in the butt because it's slicker. There we go. Pulling over. I have so much glue on my fingers. And actually I had switched over halfway through the gluing to the matte gel medium, just because it's less of a pain in the butt to work with. But again, the best glue to use is whatever you've got. Okay? Okay, so that's our first two. We're going to really pinch those together. I'll wait. I'll wait. Alright, so we have our next set here. Oh, duh. Not really. Okay. Yeah, I think it's easy to start at the back and work our way forward, honestly. Seems just a little less messing around. I don't think it matters either way though, overly. Feels about as secure as each other there. Okay, got a quick trim of our leftovers here. All the smokes. I might stick this one in the middle. Pretty good smoosh. Okay. I didn't like that one at all. That was a lazy glue job. Oh no, that was before I changed glues as well. That was the thing. Okay, let's go with this one. Because it's an odd one anyway. Odd one out, odd number. Oh, look how pretty that is. Oh my lord. Oh, that's a backdrop. That's cool. I like the surf ones as well. I need one of those, or both of those. Probably. Actually, I would line the walls in the house with that stuff. Of course, I could just not be lazy and paint it on there, but I'm running out of paint now. Always running out of paint and glue. It's insane. I have seriously messed up songs stuck in my head. Well, two of them, they keep rotating. But yeah, it's like, really? Fine. I have to put on some tunes here in a minute and knock that out. Okay, focus. And if I'm very lucky, I will not run out of tape yet. I think I'm going to, just before I need to though. Come on, tape. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh. Because this roll I've made so many books out of now, it's ridiculous. So it's gone a really long way. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have Barbie Girl stuck in my head. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but you're not missing anything. It's fun, it just won't get out of my head. Oh, please, please, please work with me here, tape. Don't run out just yet, okay? Okay, so there's 2 signatures stuck together, and there's 2 signatures stuck together. Now, what I could do is put tape on that spine and that spine and leave it this big, right? Which would be like yay. Or we can stick them together. Wow, that makes a heck of a difference, doesn't it? With the gessoed pages versus the non. Huh. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I'm going to have it. No, see, that runs out right there. Well, shoot. Let me try. Ah, yeah, just like right there. Alright, I'm going to throw that out. Ah, let's see. Okay, that, well. Okay, I don't know what I did with my other. Oh, there it is, way on the bottom. Naturally. Okay, now these are just plain masking tapes. They're not near as strong as the fridge one, but they are wider. So, we're going to use the pencil one, which is cute. And stick it here, I believe. And if we have an issue with it, we'll either wax some glue under it or tear it out and use duct tape or something. But for the now, this will be fine. Imagine the issue will come once if we use too much wet glue on top of it or whatever, it'll have an issue. I could probably also seal it as well and avoid some of that. Okay. So now we have 4 signatures. Let's see. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Just gonna really mash down on this edge to get some of those the folded tape creases. Normally they're not really creased very well. It's a loose crease. Oh yeah, that looks better already. You see that just mashes all that together. Wow, I've been like standing over here, huh? Sorry about that. So now what we're going to do is grab a matte gel, because it's a good size thing to lean on. To just give it a quick roll on itself, and then yeah, just really smoosh it down. Smoosh. Now if you're so inclined, you can put an actual hard cover on it, because it's still flexible now. See, it's still a magazine or a catalog. Only it's because these are glued, folded and glued, they're reasonably stout now. But you can put a cover on this if you want to, or you could use wrapping paper or drop paper like I did and just stick it to, well actually I started with the spine. I stuck the spine down. When that was dry, then I went back and stuck this to the back, picked up the whole piece, glued, stuck the front down, put a big book on it, and then just cut and trimmed, and then I stuck the first page, so this would be your cover page. I trimmed, folded over the overhang from the front cover, and then glued this and stuck that down, so you only see this much. Okay, but this now is a junk glue book thing made out of a catalog that you can do whatever you want with it. And I'm going to start with this part. There we go. Give that tape a little more something to hold on to, I think. Okay, so that's 2 different ways to get you started on a glue book. Well, actually, more than that. Hang on. So there's your glue books. Out of, you could use magazine, you can use catalog, you could use book pages, old book pages that you've torn out of other books for altering, whatever you want to use. You have glue books there. And that didn't take that long, honestly. The longest part is gluing, after you fold, gluing, and then waiting for it to dry. Which you could probably do with a hairdryer or a heat gun. I don't know how long that would actually take for that many pages, though. Because that's a lot of pages, really. Okay, we also have junk art journal, glue book. Yeah, junk journal, art journal, glue book. whatever else you want to use these for, I guess. But look, there's 3 right there. So glue books there. You have altered books. This one was every, let's see, I've left 2, and then I think I tore out I tore out 3 pages or 5 pages, and then left 2, and then tore out 3 or 5. I don't remember, that was quite a while ago. But the 2 that are left behind, okay, so, wait, let's do it this way. So this is 1, 2, right? And then I'd take out 3 pages and say this was 1, 2 that was now left behind. What you do, once you get it all torn out the way you want, there's going to be, way down in here, there's going to be smuts left behind from where you tore out your previous pages. Don't worry about that, because you're going to glue this page and this page together. So that's going to cover the smuts in between the book. It's going to leave enough paper that the book still looks full in the very beginning there. I used a lot of wet glue. Well, no, I didn't. I used glue stick, and then I came back through and used a lot of spray stain, a lot of wet, which I don't recommend you do after using a glue stick, because I've pretty much had to go back through and re-glue my pages as I needed them. And I'm still finding some that are coming undone. See? Although that does give it a really nice, smooth texture. But I will go again. But yeah, so now we have another glue book for art journal or junk journal or whatever you want to use it for. And this one, which I need to cover, but will in part be my cover because I absolutely love it. I love Maori art. It's absolutely stunning. I used to have the jade looking charm necklace that was all hand carved and stuff. It's a good luck talisman, and yeah, I don't even remember where that went to, but it was years ago. Okay, glue books. Make some, and then come hang out. We'll spend a couple days gluing and playing and stuff. Okay? Yeah. Thanks for being here and doing glue books with me. If you give either of these a go, let me know. And let me know if you ran into any issues or if you did it different and how it worked for you, because I'm always interested to know how it worked for everybody else. I'll stick links in the description below for Joanne's Facebook group, for Dee Dee, and for Iris and Dee's YouTube channels. And we will come back and we will play some more, okay? Until then, happy arting. Please like, subscribe, ring my bell, share, comment. Let me know how you guys are doing. What are you up to? What are your current projects? If you have any requests, I've gotten several through the messaging on here. Don't be shy. If you have a question, somebody else might as well. So hit me up in the comments, because that helps out everybody else as well. Yeah, I'm going to get to work on these some more this evening. And, well, no, I'm not. That's a lie. No, I'm not. I have to do some art journaling this evening. But I promised I'd do a process video showing collage for art journal. So I will do that. Okay, next video, I'll probably be working one of the glue books though. Alright, have a great day, my sweets. I love you.